Hello and welcome. Consider these two tables. The table on the right displays the sum of the value column we see in the table on the left, and the sum is computed for each company. How reliable are the aggregated values in the table on the right? When we look carefully at the raw data, we see some duplicated records. For instance, the valuation done by Alpha Incorporated on October 16th has been duplicated. These two records, though they are the same, they are all used in computing the sum of values instead of using just one of them. And this inadvertently has made the sum aggregation higher than expected. Pay attention to the summary table on the right. The total value should reduce when we delete one of the duplicated records. Let's delete one of them. There we see a reduction in the total value. The takeaway here is that we must deal with the duplicates in our data prior to performing any aggregations or summaries. But how do we spot duplicates in our data? How do we remove them if there are any? How do we get only the unique values belonging to a field or a column? In this video, we will look at how to address these questions. If you're interested in following along using the workbook or the data I will be using, please check the link in the video description below. The data contains records of different product valuations by different companies at different times. Now that we know our data contains duplicates, how do we delete them? I will just double-click the tip of the selection here to snap to the last row. Realize that we have 1091 records. That is 1092 minus the header row, and we expect a reduction in the total number of records when we delete the duplicates. Make sure you have the active cell in the list range or the table. From the Data tab under the Data Tools group, we should find the Remove Duplicates command. Click it. When the Remove Duplicates dialog box appears, if your data has no headers, make sure to uncheck My Data Has Headers. Our data has headers, and so we will leave it checked. When we select all columns, we mean that two records are considered to be duplicates if all their column values match. If you don't want all the columns to be used to determine uniqueness, click on Select All and select the columns you want to check for duplicates. In this example, we want all the columns to be used to define unique records. Click OK to get a feedback on the number of records that are duplicates. 24 duplicates were found, and so we expect the number of records to reduce to 1067. Let's apply our knowledge in removing duplicates to other data analysis tasks. Suppose we want to know on a given day the company that valuated a product and the name of the supervisor. Let's sort the valuation date field and I will show you what I mean. March 1st, 2020 appears 5 times because 5 different products were valuated on that day. And Alpha Incorporated did the product valuations under the supervision of Rebecca Faithful. We want to get the valuation date, company name, and valuation supervisor without the duplicate. We can decide to manually go through all the records, select the rows that are duplicates, and then delete them. Such approach is inefficient and error-prone, especially when we have a lot of records to deal with. Go to the Remove Duplicates command under the Data Tool group. This time, we want to apply the duplicates to just the 3 columns: valuation date, company name, and supervisor. This means when 2 rows have the same valuation date, the same company name, and the same supervisor, one of the rows should be deleted. We will click OK to view the results. There we have it. Excel keeps the first instance of the record and deletes the others. Since we are only interested in just the columns we used for the deduplication, we will go ahead and delete the product code and value columns. Now we have a clean data that tells us which company on a particular day was involved in product valuation and who supervised the valuation process. Let's consider another application of data deduplication. Suppose we want to know the unique values in the company name column. Maybe we want to count them to know the number of distinct companies involved in the valuation of products. If we have a filter on our data, we can just click the drop-down button to see all the unique company names. However, we want to compile a list of the company names and not just to view them. Once again, on the Data Tools group, we will click the Remove Duplicate command, and this time we are only interested in the company name. We will click OK to accept to remove the duplicate. Since our interest is in knowing the unique companies, we can go ahead and delete the other columns. Removing duplicates from data is one of the fundamental techniques anyone working with data should know. There are other tricks we could explore, like filtering data for unique values using Excel's advanced filter. And if you are using Office 365, knowing about the capabilities the unique function offers can be helpful. Thanks for watching.